What's up, everyone? Welcome to I Love Humanity. Episode 1. I love Pulp Fiction. That's right, boys and girls. We're going to take a look at the film that took Quentin Tarantino to the next level. We're going to take a look at some of the burning questions of the film. Is it okay to give your friend's wife a foot massage? I'll tell you that one in detail. Cocaine versus heroin. And kids, this is why you learn to inspect your drugs first. What exactly did Marcellus do to that cop? I mean, ugh. And finally, what exactly was in the briefcase? Now, at the beginning of the film, Jules and Vincent, they're discussing whether or not it's okay to give your friend's wife a foot massage. And Jules says, it's all right. No harm, no foul. Just touching feet. You know, you ain't sticking your tongue in the holiest of holes. You're just rubbing on a little foot. Now, Vincent, on the other hand, doesn't agree with him. Thinks it's wrong. Shouldn't do it. And I tend to agree with him. And believe me, I got plenty of friends, wives, that I'd love to just rub their feet, you know? But I respect them that I would never do that. It's like even, whenever, your mom would say, hey, rub my feet. It's not that, it's like, oh, you're saying that's gross. I'm not going to rub my mom's feet. No. You're not doing it because you don't want it to get sexual. When you're rubbing something, especially feet, you get a handful of it. You're going up and down. You're wiggling the toes. You're sticking your fingers through the creases. You're caressing. You're contemplating at that point. You don't do that to a friend's wife or your mother. We've solved that problem. Cocaine and heroin. Oh man, white China versus the white devil. So in the film, lots of drugs. We need to school these kids up on the drug use nowadays. We don't have the DARE program anymore, so we need to do something else. We need to do more visuals. We need to do more actualities. We need to, just get them hopped up. I feel like this generation doesn't have what we had. We had pop rocks back in the day, right? What do you think pop rocks were? Gave you a little buzz, gave you a little tingle in the tongue, but it didn't make you OD. This fentanyl shit out here, it's like no one even knows what's in it. It's like rat poison, and you hear, they cut it with all this rat shit. Like, why? Take pop rocks. Have fun. And here's the thing, kids. You fucking snort heroin. This is what happens. You OD. Okay. So let's break this one down. Any substance in a baggie, no good. You don't know what the fuck's in there. Cocaine, heroin, bath salts, fentanyl, the list goes on. You gotta inspect it, alright? Now, I'm not a big advocate of that synthetic shit. You don't want to be doing it. Let's go back to the days where we had pop rocks, right? They're easy. Fun dip. It's fun. You have different flavors. And it's not fucking white powder. It's colored. Colored powder. You know what they do at those holidays where they throw it up in the air? Holly? Where they throw it up? I don't see them throwing white shit in the air. Who throws white stuff up in the air? No one. Let's get back to when we would do Pop Rocks and Fun Dip. Okay? Now that we got some of the harder topics out the way, let's move on to something a little more light. You ever find yourself in a situation where it's just not going your way? And to add insult to injury, you're in that situation with your enemy, nemesis, someone you despise. That was the case for Marcellus and Butch. Ebony and Ivory. Now, together, they did work to live in perfect harmony, but that wasn't the case in the beginning. They found themselves in a situation that very few do, with a gag ball in their mouth, hands tied behind their back, and a gimp watching. Sounds like a Tuesday. Now, the bad guy in the situation is a cop. Bad cop named Zed. Now, he decides to give Marcellus a pounding, a la Eddie Murphy. Zed, my friend, how would you like to fuck me up the ass? I know you want to fuck me, Zed. And you know that I know that you know that I know that you want to fuck me. Now I'm going to bend over. And when I do, start fucking. Not a good Tuesday for Marcellus. But Ivory was there. And even though they were enemies, he came to save the day. They put their bullshit aside and did what's right. Maybe we can all learn something from that. And when Ivory steps in to save the day, what does he use? A fucking samurai sword. There's nothing more badass than a sword. And the other thing too is, if I'm gonna save the day and I have the opportunity to slice someone up with a sword, why not? When's the last time you got to use a sword? Before we get to the end, I'd like to tease a little cop story of my own. I had a little run-in with the law a couple days ago, to be honest. I was speeding. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I admit, I was breaking the law. I fought the law. You know the rest. We'll get into that later. Finally, we get to the end. Well, the middle. At the end. The infamous briefcase. It's only opened twice throughout the film. And when the person who's opening it looks into it, they're mesmerized. What's in the briefcase? What's in the fucking briefcase? Gold? Cash? Nah. So I am a conspiracy theorist. I'll admit, I like to dive in. Before we get into the conspiracies of what's in the briefcase, I'd like to point out that throughout the film, there's been few instances where you see the back of Marcellus's head. Big bald head. But he's got a Band-Aid on it. So what's the Band-Aid? This is my conspiracy of what's in the briefcase. Adrenochrome. Marcellus's adrenochrome is in the briefcase. It's so mesmerizing. It's so captivating. We want it. Why do you think these politicians look so young? Nancy Pelosi, she's 100 years old. She looks 80. She's eating the adrenochrome of the children. Chuck Schumer, eating the adrenochrome. I don't even know who that is, to be honest. Looks great. Pelosi looks great. The adrenochrome is what people want. The Band-Aid band-aid, bandage, on the back of Marcellus's neck is what was cut to get the adrenochrome in the briefcase. Now back to my most recent run-in with the law. As I'm being pulled over, I know what I did. I was speeding. Cop pulls me over. Didn't give any attitude. I knew what I did was wrong. Admitted my fault. Hey there, son. You know why I pulled you over right there? I was speeding a little too fast. And he knew it and I knew it. As I'm going down to get license, registration, I reach for my wallet, and it just so happens that I do carry a bad motherfucker. I guess the cop got a glimpse of my wallet and said, "Gee, son, I know why you were speeding. It's because you're a bad motherfucker." Correctamundo! Gave the cop my license. Now I'm just looking for the registration. Digging, searching. Couldn't find it. Cop says, "Don't worry. We'll look it up." A few minutes go by. A couple minutes go by. I don't know what's more, a few or a couple. Comes back over. Tells me that the reason why I couldn't find it is because it's expired. Well, at that point, I'm looking at a double whammy. Speeding and an expired registration. So I'm pretty much fucked at this point. A la Marcellus. Heyo. But, for whatever reason, divine intervention, an act of God, whatever it may be, whatever religion, cop lets me go. Tells me to get it taken care of, get the registration fixed, and that's it. Now, I do believe that if I did not have the exact same wallet that Jules carried in the film, and which made having a bad motherfucker cool, I wouldn't have gotten off. So what did we learn here today? Number 1, never rub your friend's wife's feet or your mother's. Number 2, inspect your drugs, kids. I cannot emphasize that one enough. Inspect your drugs. Number 3, if you happen to find yourself in a battle royale, use a samurai sword. It's the best weapon of choice. I've done it so many times. Gets the job done. Do it. Number 4, the politicians are eating the adrenochrome of the children. We need to save the children. And finally, number 5, karma. Karma's a real thing, kids. The universe watches. Be good, have fun, do right. And that, my friends, is why I love humanity. Peace.